Hi, I'm Sarah and I am going to show you my version of making crumpets. Quick disclaimer at the start, these are not like the crumpets you buy in the store. If you're looking to replicate store-bought crumpets, this is not them. So this is more a hybrid between a crumpet and an English muffin. The weeks that I make these, we eat a lot less cereal, so it does save money. Now, also another wee disclaimer, yes, I have made this video before. This is a bit of a recreation and there's a reason I'm doing that. Now, the number of crumpets I'm making will be enough to fill in. It's sort of a normal oven-sized tray. It's got a bit of a lip around it. I usually cut this into about 15. As I say, not your typical store-bought ones, not your little circular ones. It's a recipe based on a proper crumpet recipe that we adapted so that we could do a tray of them at a time to feed the masses. Now, another reason this is a good recipe is because you can use whey in it. If you don't have whey, you can use milk. Now, this whey is what was left over from straining out some Greek yogurt. Again, I'll put my Greek yogurt recipe down below, but when you're making Greek yogurt, you get half yogurt and about half whey, and the whey that's left over, you can use that in recipes. I'm going to use this instead of using milk. So we want about 375 mils of either whey or milk. And to that, we're going to add in 375 mils, which is about 1.5 cups of boiling water. Add in about 1.5 dessert spoons of yeast. Just give that a little mix around. Now I'm going to put in about 3 cups of plain flour. Now you will need more flour than this. You might need about another cup of flour, so just keep it on hand while you're mixing it, because getting the consistency right is probably the hardest bit to describe. And that's why I very first did a YouTube video on doing this, because I found it too hard to describe to people without showing them. Add in about half a teaspoon of salt and 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda. Give that a really good mix up together till you can't see any lumps. Right, so that's sort of now looking nice and smooth, but it's not as thick as I want it. Now I want to be mixing it, I want to add little bits of flour and keep mixing it until the mixture starts sort of travelling up and sort of threatens to start taking over the mixer. You'll see what I mean. So I'm going to get about a cup of flour and just start gradually adding that in. Okay, so yeah, as you'll have seen, it almost looks a bit on the stretchy side, if you know what I mean. Then we just want to leave this in the bowl. We just want to leave this so it'll start to sort of just rise and bubble up. What's bubble? It'll start to rise and bubble up a bit. Tea towel, cling film, plate, whatever. Just don't drop it on the floor. Cover this up. And it'll probably be about an hour, depending on the warm. If you're in a really warm room, it will happen quicker, as will just about anything involving yeast. But you know, sometimes it'll happen in only 20 minutes. Sometimes you need to wait for a couple of hours. But I'll give this about an hour. Usually about an hour will do it. We just want it to start rising up, and you'll see those bubbles starting to form. All right, so as you can see, that has risen up. That's starting to just go all nice and bubbly. Put some oil in the tray. block like that. Spread that around, and then preheat the oven to about 150 degrees Celsius. Now, depending on your oven controls, I actually just put it, if you can put just the bottom element on, then do that, because that's ideally, you just want to heat it from underneath. If not, just turn it on to bake and just put it at the very bottom of the oven. But you want to put this oiled pan, get that preheating in the oven. Once that's up to 150 degrees, I'll put the mixture in the pan. So we'll leave that in the oven for about 15 minutes and then we'll check out what it's like. I've just pulled this out of the oven. It comes out a little bit different each time, depending. Now you'll see it's kind of got all these, sometimes it comes up with heaps and heaps of bubbles, it's got lots and lots of little gaps. This occasion you can see there's like lots of little bubbles, but there's just a tiny, a tiny little film of stuff. To me that's not a major, that's just part of cooking it in the oven, and you know, it should come out really easy. I haven't loosened that at all, it just, you know, go like that, shunk. I'm just going to let that cool down before I chop it up. I just toasted one of them. Now, either just put your topping on as is like that, which is often what I do. The other option is you can actually cut it in half that way. If you're wanting to put a bit like butter on and have it all go seepy into all the little holes and stuff. You see all the inside, it's got all those nice little holes that you sort of associate with crumpets. Taste-wise, they are quite literally a blank canvas. I mean, you wouldn't have them without a topping. I like to put peanut butter and jam on mine. My husband has been known to put mustard and ham. Not a big fan of that personally. Cheese and Vegemite. The kids are pretty big on cheese and Vegemite. Sometimes even if you have one for lunch and put like some slices of tomatoes and grill some cheese on them. Oh, so good. So I mean, you know, there you go. That is a really good, yummy, cheap breakfast option. Do them in bulk, put them in the freezer. That works well. So there you go, guys. Hit like, leave me a comment, hit subscribe. Have fun out there. Bye. So why am I doing this video again? Well, actually my husband's told me a few times I should do that video again because it's a good recipe. I don't know if you can call them crumpets, but whatever they are, they're yummy. And it's a good recipe, but the video itself, I don't really promote that to people because it was the first video I ever did almost 5 years ago today. And although I was really proud of it at the time, all my editing, I just taught myself how to do it on the computer. I've got some free editing software I downloaded and I was just playing with it. We didn't even expect this YouTube channel to still be going. I thought I'd make half a dozen videos and that was it. So thank you to everyone who supported us over the last 5 years. It's insane. It was a long video. It heavily featured the kids, which I know a lot of people like and a lot of people don't like. That's why I tend to try and mix my videos up a little bit. Some have got the kids helping out, some don't. This one is more straight to the point, apart from me waffling on now, which I decided to put at the end for those who don't want waffle. Now you're getting waffle. See, now I know the ones who are watching now, you are my people. But yeah, I will actually link down my original crumpet video below, just for those who want to have a click and a laugh at my husband's breathing behind my phone camera as he was holding it because I didn't have a tripod. I'm still going to keep my old video there because it's great memories with the kids as well. Have fun out there, guys. I'll catch you next week. Bye.